Hi, welcome to BS Garage. This one's all over the place. Not gonna lie. Started out thinking that it's gonna be about interior lighting, ends up being a mad thrash to get it out on the road in order to do a cruise night. Successful. Some issues, address the issues. As you can see, we're back up on jack stands. But anyway, hope you enjoy. Let's go. Excited to get this whole setup done to what you just saw. It's the inner Fast and the Furious in me, not gonna lie, but I love to have fun with lighting and making it do different things. I know you could probably go a lot more in depth with more expensive stuff, but I'm trying to do it more on like the cheap end, but still get like a high quality product in the end, if that makes sense. I guess my end goal, what I want is RGB LEDs up inside here that I can control like with my phone, and then also a white light strip up in here so that I can switch it back and forth and then be able to dim it so that it has a nice like ambient light up in here. And then also when I open my doors, this will light up full brightness to shine in like a normal car would. But I don't have any center structure to put like a dome light in, so that will be like more like my dome light. And then also have all LEDs underneath the dash and in the dash that light up with different switches and stuff like that, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna show you what I got, and then I made like an electrical diagram that I can kind of show you of what I'm going for, and then we'll get going from there. Here's pretty much everything I need to achieve what I want to achieve. A lot of this stuff is honestly just leftovers from previous projects, like these LEDs, strip LEDs here. These are the RGBs. For the white light, I'm going with the same thing that I used in the trunk, if you saw that on one of the videos I uploaded. Then also the under hood lighting, same stuff, same roll. And then I also picked up, some more tap-ins that you can just wire up power and ground, and that's what powers this because it's just a white. These are BTF lighting. Get them on Amazon all day long, fairly inexpensive, fairly easy to set up, and they're dimmable. That's what I like about them. These are like an 8mm, I guess that's what they call it, and this is like an 8mm kit. RGB style, I'm just going with this roll of RGB LEDs that I had left over from some other project. I think when I did my computer desk or something like that, but that's left over from that. I have a bunch of RGB wires, so it's like 4 wires. And then I have this in-car 12-volt kit. I'm pretty much only using it for the controller. I'm going to cut out... it comes with like strips that you can hide underneath your seat and stuff like that. Not going to use them. Basically, just going to use the controller, the phone app, the remote to tap into these with this. Does that make sense? Sure. This wire here is the leftover wire from the exhaust cutouts, but it's super thin gauge, just power and ground. And that will work awesome to run wire to these, to light these up. I just like it because it's like encased and hides easy. Another key factor that you're going to need is a diode, a couple of diodes actually, in order to stop the flow of electricity, because that's going to be key for the upper lights to turn on when I open the door. And then when I turn the lights on in the car, it doesn't allow power to flow back through so that my ground doesn't light up. It'll make more sense when I come to it or when I show you the wiring diagram. Also going to need a relay, and then I have a relay pigtail here, and then all my my ends. I like to terminate my own ends. It makes it a little bit cleaner. What else? Zip ties. Oh, I need T-taps in order to tap into one of the wires for the dash lighting, because I have the wire ran for my center console, because eventually I'm going to do some more lighting stuff with the center console and the door panels and stuff like that, but I just want to get the majority of like the roof stuff done and the under dash stuff done. So here's my little diagram. I always like to draw this stuff up before I go ahead and do it. It helps me keep track of what I'm doing, because I kind of get lost in my own head sometimes with wiring. Just take it one wire at a time. But this is a fairly simple setup. I'm going to try to explain it. I'm not very good at explaining things, but we're gonna go ahead and try. So door switch, right? Door switch is ground. When you open the door, ground's out, and it will light up both the under dash lights and the roof lights, because it is tied into battery power, which is always on. And that's where these diodes come in. So they're only going to allow the power to flow through, allowing the roof lights to come on. But when I turn my headlights on, the power can only flow through to the roof lights and not back through to the underdash lights. So that will allow me to have the underdash glow. And then I'm tapping it into the instrument panel lighting is what the label is on the wire. And the reason why I'm doing that is because with my old school GM light switch, you can dim it and it's dimmable. And that's what I really want for this, is in order to like bring it down or bring it up or turn it completely off with the headlight switch. I think that's really awesome. And then in order to flip-flop it from roof lights to RGBs, that's where the relay comes in. I have one dash button on my dash. Does that make sense? Sure. So it has ignition power coming in, and then back coming out is going to power the relay. It is a ground switch relay, and 30A, or 30 is the ground coming in, 87A, which is always on unless this is powered, right? So that allows the roof lights to come on. That's the ground for the roof lights. It's always there, nothing changes. And then when I hit that switch, it will switch from 87A to 87B, throwing the ground, which means that the roof lights turn off and then the RGBs come on. Does that make sense? So yeah, it both powers and switches the relay to ground the RGBs. Fairly simple setup. If you guys have any further questions on this, let me know, and I will happily answer your comments. So we have a plan. We've got the products. Let's make this happen. I'm going to show you along the way, update you so you can kind of see it more like in real form instead of like a bunch of squiggly lines and in words in bad penmanship. And then, yeah, we're just going to get this knocked out. It's going to be awesome. I'm actually, like I said before, I'm really excited about this. I just want to get all my LEDs in place and my wires ran, and then make my connections after that. So these are going to go up in the channel there. I have the connectors on the end spliced into that wire with plenty of length in order to get it where I need to, because it will run inside the channel there, they'll meet up in the middle. But also in the middle, I have like this clock works. I made sure that thing worked, but I lined it with both the white LED and the colored, so that when I do the flip-flop, this will also do it. And then also there's a centerpiece in the dash. You'll see later when I do it, that'll all light up too, which is actually, I'm really excited about that piece. So I'm gonna get these laid out in there. Oh, I also got the RGBs laid in there, but I don't have the proper connectors to connect it to this wire. I have those on order. I should have them pretty soon, a couple days, and then I'll be able to complete that connection, but I can do all the white ones right now. So we're switching gears a little bit. I changed up my electrical diagram setup. Once I got the white LEDs going, they're a little bit too bright and they didn't dim as much as I wanted them to. So I'm basically making them only work when you open the door, and that's kind of what the setup is now. But also some of the RGB setup stuff that I need, I'm not gonna get until next week. And there's some car things locally to me going on this weekend, and I really kind of wanna take her out to it. I wanna drive it more than 4 miles around my block, my square block. So I'm gonna throw some carpet in this thing. I wanna throw carpets in it, different set of seat belts, and just kind of get it ready for that. So that's what we're gonna flip-flop to. But let me show you the light setup right now. All right, so like I said before, I switched all the LEDs to the white ones anyway, to only come on when I open the door. So I have these switches here. I got them on Amazon, pretty generic. They had a much longer end on them. I trimmed them to fit in order to work with the door setup. So when you shut the door, obviously they turn off, but you can see those are all the LED lights that are up in that channel there. I got some more wires to hide. And then when I get my RGB stuff, that'll come on only when I hit that switch. Just keeping it more simple than like flip-flopping and stuff like that. I mean, that diagram totally would have worked, but like I said before, these are just way too bright. Like I had them set up, and then there's no reason that I would ever want these on while driving. You know what I'm saying? And if I did want light, all I'd have to do would be turn this and then to the click side, and then they would turn on. So I'm simplifying it. Like I said, simple hookups, no more diodes, no more relay setup, just quick direct connect push button stuff. So all that was for nothing, but that would work if you wanted a similar setup. I also have like underneath the steering column there, as you can see. I got some LEDs, and then underneath the AC box there. I actually went through, I did a little bit more wiring. I tidied some stuff up because I want to throw carpet in here right now, like I said. I got this all loose right now, so I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to throw the carpet in here, make my cuts that I need, and then I also have some brand new sill plates, which were not cheap, that I got to make work in here because, you know, if you've been following along, this is all new metal, this is all new rockers, there's no pre-drilled holes or anything like that, so I got to figure out where that goes. I do have the weather seal. What do they call that stuff? I forget, but it's the channel, the weather channel, wind lace. That's what it is. All right, I nailed it. So I got wind lace and tack strip coming because I want to keep that all kind of like old school-ish, but it is black. Tack strip is new rubber stuff instead of the old cardboard stuff that they used to use. But once I get that in, that will go there. And I think I'm supposed to get it tomorrow, which would be awesome for the weekend, just kind of finish that area out. But yeah, like I said, I'm just rambling, but carpet going in. Here's the carpet. I believe I just got this on eBay. I just searched up my year model or whatever. And then it's the more modern style. So it's just like a regular fuzz. It's molded, so it should fit pretty well. But, you know, we've got a shifter, we've got a cage and seat belts and stuff to cut around. I'm actually thinking, because I have a center console going in this thing, I'm just gonna cut a straight line through there as far back as it needs to go in order to clear everything and still have access to the wires, and then just flap it back over. That'll all be hidden underneath the center console like before. And then once we get it like where we need to, we'll work our way out and then like working around the cage, cut holes for the seat belts and stuff like that. So yeah, let me get this fitted. Let me make that cut and then get this. So the most fitting mold marks in the carpet are the back section, and because this has got to be so like cut up and modified up here, that's where I'm going to start. I'm just going to start with the back section, work my way forward, make it fit along the cage, cut it, trim it, make it all nice, and then just lay it, and then hopefully we get enough coverage to go up front. We should, I mean, obviously, because it's made for the car, molded right there. But that's just what I'm going to work on. When I get this wrapped up, I'll show you. Check it out. Carpet's all in. All my cuts are made where they needed to be made. Got my brackets for the center console in there. All my amps and the Holley ECU up and out of the way. And everywhere I make a cut, I like to use gaffer tape just on all the edges and stuff like that. This is all going to get hidden, like I said, with the center console. But it keeps that fuzz because there's insulation behind here, and you can kind of see some of it here. I got to give this thing a vacuuming, but just kind of keeps the fuzz down, and then allows me to kind of tape it back together. But yeah, this is looking nice. But I got to finish off these edges with the new sill plates. These are brand new reproduction sill plates, and they look so freaking good. Came with screws and stuff. And the window lace has to go in this channel here. So I gotta pretty much mock it up where, oh no! I gotta pretty much mock it up where it needs to be. So I'll peel this carpet off. I'll drill all my holes first, lay the carpet back down, figure out where it's gonna be underneath the piece, because you want obviously your carpet underneath the sill plates. And then that should be it. Sill plates are in and they look so good. Super easy, obviously. I just like put it where it needed to be, marked all my holes, drilled them out with an 1/8" drill bit. It came with the screws. Marked the carpet out where I needed to cut it, cut the carpet, put it down, good to go. Like I said before, I got the window or the wind lace that still has to go all in here. But this is looking awesome. I absolutely love it because I want the interior on this car to be just awesome. So awesome. Just so it's like a nice, comfortable place to be on like long road trips and stuff like that. Like a new old car. It's basically all I'm going for here. But yeah, this is great. Next up, I got to get the seatbelts in. Kind of jumped ahead on you guys. Got the rest of the dash all put together, and the reason for that is because my LED stuff did come in, and I just finished completing wiring that all up. Fairly easy. Just make sure all your connections are good. And now, bam. So that center grill piece, factory cars, that's like where the speaker would be. But I put a piece of frosted plexiglass behind there, and then I have the top lined with RGB. Same thing with the clock, and I got them all up in there. So yeah, I can work it off my phone, and I got this little remote here too, so I can just go modes, and it changes color, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of crazy stuff, whatever color you want, whatever mood you want. just fun. I think it's just fun. Went ahead, threw the seatbelts in, but I kind of modified the setup a little bit. Earlier, I was running like Sparco 4-point harnesses, and they're kind of just inconvenient, to be honest with you, if you're like daily driving it or street driving it. So I kind of modified this setup to accept both the retro belts. So I've got one, I don't know what you would call it, an episode. I did a YouTube video on how to set these up, 3 points. So this is more for like daily driving, but I also am going to have it set up for the Sparcos, and I used the loop style bolts to bolt in to the anchor there. So I'll be able to take the Sparco hooks and just, you know, hook it in. That way I can run both. So if I ever do like a track day or something like that, go to the drag strip, you know, that I can just throw the harnesses in real quick, and then I'll have dual safety, or I'll just like throw them in, let them dangle behind the seat. If I'm ever like deciding to be an S bag, I can quick throw them on. Today, I've got my seats in, I got my center console in. I don't think I did a video on that yet. So I built the center console. I have a bunch of video on it. I'll put it all together once, you know, I have it more complete, but it's basically just a skeleton right now with all the switches and stuff like that. Kind of see what I'm going for there. All my switches and stuff work. So these are power windows, heated seats. This guy here is for the shifter for manual on and off mode, and then this one is for the exhaust cutouts to open and close, and then I got my stereo system, the controls right there. So it's simple and easy, but like I said, it needs to be more complete. I need to make covers and stuff for it. But tonight's the cruise night locally to me, so I'm gonna try to actually get this thing going and ready for that. Hopefully she's happy with doing that kind of stuff. So I have a small checklist of things I got to do. I got to put a door handle on. I just noticed that. So that's one. More importantly, I just got to go through transmission stuff because I redid my cooler and everything like that. I really want to make sure that it is flowing properly. So I got to rig up something for that on the return line from the cooler and just have it dump in there while it's running. I want to air bleed out the coolant system one more time. And then I also have some DEI rad relief in order to put in there to hopefully help keep her a little bit more chill. I mean, she never got hot. She ran at 200, which, you know, that's pretty typical. 210 is typical for an LS engine, but I just like her to be a little bit cooler. Kind of helps everything out. So that's what I'm going to get to. And also, like, I might, if I got a little bit of time, I'm going to do some buffing on these fenders, because you can kind of see where I fake the patina with some sandpaper and scuff pads and stuff like that. You can see the scratches. So I'm going to try to buff those out and then put some patina sauce on there. And obviously I got to get it back on the ground. So laundry list of things to do. I'll update you. So I'm going through it. I'm running it. I'm just letting the thing do its thing in order to burp out all the bubbles. It's kind of a weird color, but I think it's just from the rust from the block, because that is a junkyard block. And all I'm running in there is water and the rad relief. Going through, and I'm going through the gears too. I got the thing on jack stands, letting the transmission do its thing as I kind of rev it up slowly in order to get that fluid to flow through everything, and then checking my levels. I mean, I level the car out and then I check my levels just to make sure. And it already took 3 more quarts than normal, so I'm really thinking that I was just stupid low on fluid. That's why she was kind of heating up on me as well. So that should keep it better. I got the Holly, just letting it learn. Yeah, my line, it's at 110, just sitting here. It's not really climbing. It's not really doing anything. So, what's the car at? I don't even know. It doesn't even show. I only got one fan on, so it's not that hot. Just running normal. And it's like 85 degrees out today, so that's pretty good. Just test everything out, just to make sure that the trans temp didn't go like too high or anything. It got up to like 170-ish with some spirited driving, so I think it's okay. Obviously, it's going to need a lot more testing, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take it on a cruise night tonight, and taking it anywhere more than 5 miles is a little stressful. I'm not gonna lie, but man, she just, I don't know. It'll be fun. I'll let you guys know how. Story short, hit a bump, lost the hubcap. Now we're on the search for it. Moved a half a mile in 30 minutes. But she's holding good temps. Nothing crazy going on. She likes life. So besides losing a hubcap, which honestly really sucks, it went pretty well. Trans temps tickled 200 a couple of times, but they just kind of hovered around 190 and just didn't really move after that. So I really don't know what to make of that. I would like to be a little bit lower, but she's out and about. It's just, I don't know, it's freaking awesome. So it's like 2 days after that first initial cruise night thing. It went pretty well, to be honest with you. One thing I didn't like was my trans temps were still getting a little too high. I addressed that issue yesterday. Honestly, I just put my nose to the grindstone and I got the project knocked out. I moved the transmission cooler to the front here. I'll show you that here in a second. And then I made a shroud for it. Hopefully that will help out. I still have yet to test it, but as you can see, the car's up on the block. Just tidying up things. I mean, this is how these projects go. Like, you can get something done, but there's so much more stuff to do and fine tune and redo because of, you know, I mean, this is my first full flow build, and you learn on it, and you've made some mistakes, and you change it to make it better. So that's my ultimate goal with this thing, is just to get it to be as trouble-free and as efficient as possible, right? While still being fun. So yeah, I really didn't film any of that. I apologize. It probably would have been a good like how-to video on how to make a shroud and stuff like that, but I didn't. I know this video was completely all over the place. I mean, it started out with like maybe a how-to on LEDs and then ended up just being a thrash to get it going. But if you guys did make it this far in the video, like, I really appreciate it. As you can tell, I'm a little stressed out. I'm a little, I'm overworking myself, to be honest with you. Trying to make it fun again is what I'm doing. So it's Sunday right now. I'm probably going to take it for a little bit of a cruise to test out my new trans cooler setup. But actually, here, let me show you that. I moved the thing up to the front. You can see it right there. So I made these standoffs here, and I actually put the fan on the back side. And then the bolts that the fan used to come through, like there's one here and there's one here. I made the shroud. So this is like a scoop. Painted it. I made some templates out of some construction paper that I thought would be super efficient. And then I made each piece out of some scrap sheet metal that I had lying around. And that should really help scoop that air up into that cooler and then get shoved up and over and through. And then I have my power steering cooler right here. So I'm really hoping this helps out, because before, my trans temps were getting, I tickled 200 a couple of times, and that just makes me very uncomfortable. I checked the fluid still looks great. You know, it's not burnt, doesn't have any weird smells or anything like that. So I'm just going to keep running it, change it. I'll change it next season for sure, because it's getting towards the end of summer right now. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to test this out today, and hopefully that will help out. Yeah, like I said before, I apologize for this one just being all over the place and not finishing what I was doing. But if you have any questions about anything that I did, just drop it in the comments below. I'll happily answer them. So if you guys made it this far, hit that like, hit that subscribe. You know the drill. We'll see you on the next one.